Emotionally unavailable people, that's what I'm talking about today. It's one of my favourite topics because it seems to be a very commonplace occurrence. Professionally and privately, I've had a lot of experience with this. And if you think that you're in a relationship with somebody emotionally unavailable, hopefully this brief video will give you an idea of what to look for and what you could do about it. Somebody who's emotionally unavailable is generally somebody that has barriers up that prevent intimacy. They keep you at arm's length, they keep distance, and they operate more on a superficial level within a relationship. Signs of somebody that's emotionally unavailable would be somebody that doesn't seem to be able to have any empathy for you, doesn't seem to give back much, as in within care, consideration and thoughtfulness. No talk about the future, and also they don't talk about their emotions much. They can seem a little bit distant or have an unavailable air about them. It can be very frustrating being in a relationship with somebody like this because you never quite know where the relationship's going. It can be very frustrating being in a relationship with somebody who's emotionally unavailable because you never know where the relationship is going, and this sort of thing is not up for discussion. Often they will find another way to duck and dive around the issue, so that they don't have to talk about where the relationship's going or what the future is. They tend to live more day to day and just on a surface level. They seem to prefer to live like that. Often this comes from being emotionally unavailable. There's temporary phases of it, and then there's also more of a permanent characteristic to this. People who are temporarily going through this have generally just come out of a relationship or some kind of hurt or trauma or distress, and they've put up some defense mechanism to stop themselves feeling upset. And hopefully this generally does change after a while. More permanent, consistent emotional unavailability comes from a childhood where no emotions were really expressed. Everything was sort of kept on surface level, everything's fine, nobody talks about any problems. And this doesn't teach children the skills that they need to deal with emotional issues. And they can have a huge lack in that area when they grow up and then constantly try and have emotional relationships with adults, and they just don't know how to. It's important to just realise that, it's not you, it's the other person that just has no idea of how to engage on an emotional level. And this often means you won't get emotional support from them, and that whole side of the relationship can be lacking and leave you feeling very lonely, frustrated, and unfulfilled. It's something to think about, it's something to acknowledge, because a lot of the time this is a concept that people don't really talk about. If you think that you might be in a relationship like this, you're welcome to give me a call, or should I say, get in touch with me on my advice column, which is on www.askmandy-onlineadvicecolumn.com, or my standard website, which is www.mandijane-lifedesign.com. And I'm happy to give you any feedback that you might need. These are difficult relationships to sustain, and you have to be a very giving, selfless person to stay in a relationship like this, especially if you're with somebody that has emotional unavailability that is of a permanent nature. So get in touch, but at least I'm hoping this video will give you an idea of what to look for and just clarify the idea of what emotional unavailability is. See you soon. Bye.